Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for the monthly card readings for each sign. If you enjoy these free readings, you can show your support by donating or purchasing some of my many wares. If you can't afford to purchase anything, you can still show your support by subscribing, thumbs-upping, sharing, or take a second to click on one of the ads. Thank you in advance for your continued support, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Now on to the reading.
Gemini.
Hi Gemini, thanks for joining me for the November 2015 readings. I'm going to be using the Hanson Roberts deck and then my Beast Mistress Animal Oracle deck, which is my own creation. And of course, as always, you can check out my book Tarot in the Modern World if you're looking to learn how to read cards from watching these videos, which you definitely could do. Okay, so let's have a look here. What is going on for Gemini for November 2015? Gemini. Freedom from bondage. Look at that. Let's get some more cards going here. Get those sticker outers. I said in one of the other videos, if anybody can think of a better name for those cards that like sort of stick out when I'm shuffling, that are just sort of, I don't know if sticker outers is the best term for it. Maybe we can come up with something. So if you have any ideas, you can leave it in the comments. Okay, so let's get these things in a more neatly configured here. Alrighty then. Well, the very first card that popped was that Devil in Reverse, and that is freedom from bondage, you know. And I always look at, well, what is it lining up with? Well, it lines up with these cards of struggle here, but also it's got the Chariot right next to it. And I feel like, man, the minute you guys just change your mind, things are going to change right away. So you've been in bondage to struggle. So many of you have been in bondage to working at a job that you hate. You know, this is upright as the card of doing what you love, and then in reverse, it's like, oh God, I just hate this job. I hate doing it, and stressing about money and stuff like that. Or maybe it's not. Sometimes this isn't necessarily stressing about money, but it's stressing about the work. You know, I did this in one of the other readings, but take a look at his face. This card changes to me. So I'll take a look at his face, and I'll think, well, what does that face look like to you? Does he look like he's stressed? I know it's upside down, isn't it? Well, the card's upside down. I guess I can turn it right side up if that'll help you guys. You know, is he stressed? Is he happy? Is he tired? You know, what does that face look like to you? Because that's going to tell you. To me, it's still in the zone about I'm stressing about money. I'm feeling like a lot of you want to get out of some job that you hate, that is like very stressful to you, then you're like, well, how am I going to pay the bill? I got this. My kid needs this, and this needs this. This bill's got to get paid, and how am I going to do it? Well, you can do it. You can do it. Look at all the sevens here. 7, 7, 7, 7. So sevens are very prevalent. I mean, I don't know, but 7 is the number of Neptune in astrology. And Neptune is the planet of creation and spirituality and mysticism. So maybe that, or if you can look up 7 in itself, I think 7 is a spiritual number, period. But there's certainly a lot of 7s. You have 3 of the 4 7s in the minor arcana, along with the Chariot, and these are lined right up, 7, 7, 7. So you may want to do a little further investigation on your own into the energy of 7. Anyways, though, what I'm saying is stop stressing, stop worrying, release bondage. Devil is self-imprisonment. The devil is in prison that you've made of your own fashioning, you know, a cage that you've made for yourself. And, you know, what's standing out to me on the card is the pentacle, or pentagram, I suppose it would be, on his forehead there. So, number 1, that tells me pentacle, like money. And number 2, and the Ace of Pentacles is here. Number 2, it's like it's all in your head, it's all in your mind. It's your monkey mind. It's your fear-based consciousness running around, running around, running around. You got to let go of something about it. There's Ace of Pentacles is in reverse and then Death in reverse. So it's telling you that you have to let go of something. So there was some new job that you were trying to get or something that was trying to make happen and it didn't happen. Let that go. Death in reverse is saying you're having a difficulty letting it go. Both of these. Devil is, releasing. Devil in reverse. Death in reverse, like time to release. Death in reverse often says that this has been something you should have got rid of a long time ago. So if you've been working in some job that you really hate for 7 years, 7 or 8, because there's 8, didn't I see another 8? Yeah, you've got 7s and 8s, which is a Saturn cycle. If you have been working in a job for 7, 8 years, that's a Saturn cycle. So that means it was some karmic burden that you had to endure, and it's lesson learned. Move on. Or if you've been in some relationship for 7, 8 years, and maybe there's financial things in it because it's like, well, I can't afford to live on my own or whatever. Time to release it. Let's get to the good stuff. I don't want to keep harping on the bad stuff because Chariot is here. Chariot is the highest success card in the entire deck. So this is a good card, and it's a major arcana card. But so is Death and Devil and Strength and Empress. It's got major arcana cards. So major forces could be at work right now. Well, what's happening, I brought up the Saturn cycle. I don't know if I mentioned this in your last month's reading, but Gemini, Saturn is in Sagittarius right now. And that's opposing Gemini. So you guys are being affected by, that's your opposition. You totally are being affected by Saturn, more than maybe some of the other signs would be. Because it's your opposition. But Saturn is like, fly straight. Stand up right and fly straight. Saturn's not trying to punish you. Saturn is trying to get you on your right path here. Because Chariot is in the spread too, some of you may relocate to take a job. You may move. You may relocate. That's a distinct possibility because of Chariot. The other thing is it may require travel. Maybe you get a job that requires that you'll be traveling. That's another part of it. Because sometimes the Chariot is just that. Our modern day movement, transportation, cars and trains and, planes, trains and automobiles. So, but Chariot's good. It's like you can overcome all of this. This is feeling like really stuck kind of energy, and then Chariot's just like, phew. I'm sorry, I think I hit the thing that holds the camera. I was going to say tripod, but it's actually a microphone boom stand. Whatever, back to the reading. So that's cool. Chariot is so cool that and Chariot is also the phoenix rising from the ashes too. And it's like there's nothing in your life that you can't triumph over or you can't get past. So maybe there's some ashes that you need to triumph over and get past here. Queen of Rods shows up, and if you've never seen one of my readings, the Queen of Rods, all the court cards aren't necessarily gender specific in these readings. So I'll refer to her as a queen and she, but it could be a male just as easily, alright? Queen of Rods. Fire sign maybe. Leo, Aries, Sag. Person of action. Somebody who makes things happen. Somebody who's a doer, a go-getter, she lines up right with that Three of Rods there. So ships are coming in. I mean, that's ultimately what's going on here. Your ships are coming in. Because she's fire, and during the month of, I was going to say during the month of Sagittarius, during the month of November, the sun does move into Sagittarius on November 22nd. So Sag is a fire sign. So if it moves, this may be around that time or after, like towards the end of the month when the sun moves into Sagittarius around the 22nd. The other thing that is happening this month astrologically is that on November 25th, there's going to be a full moon in Gemini in your sign. So a full moon in your sign is things are coming to head. So these are sort of leading to me towards more the end of the month here. These things may be happening more towards the end of the month because you're going to have the sun's going to move into Sag. It's showing here in the spread. Again, that's your opposition. And then the 25th, the full moon in your sign. Well, a full moon in your sign, you could totally have illumination anyway. That's a time of illumination. That's a time of... Because this Devil card up here is telling me a lot of this is really in your mind more than it is in the reality. The Seven of Cups is in here too, and that does talk about how we create our realities and how we visualize what we want and make our dreams come true. what I've been talking about a lot lately with this card is that you don't have to, you shouldn't be specific. Like if so say you have been in some job for 8 years that you hate, 7, 8 years, okay? Or relationship. Don't be, okay, let's use the scenario of a relationship. Don't say, well, I wish that my partner would do this, this, and this, and I want them to change, and I want it to be like this. That's not really gonna, you know, that's the type of thing that is highly unlikely to happen, number one. And it's also creating more karma, number two. So that's not really the way to go about it. Just say, I want a partner who is, and fill in the blanks. And don't bitch. Don't talk about what you don't want. I want, you know, who doesn't leave a toothpaste open, or doesn't leave a toilet seat open, you know. Don't say anything doesn't, or what you don't want, you know. Say what you do want. Stick with what you do want. But the less specific you can be, actually, the better. Or the job. Like, I want a job where, you know, I have flexible hours. Now, I want a job at this company, and I want so-and-so to quit so I can have their job. You know, drop all that stuff. Well, you're Geminis, you are mental. You are in your mind a lot. You think too much sometimes. Maybe not too much, but, you know, you're very much in your mental zone. You got, and the Strength card is here, too, and that's about, like, coming down to earth and getting grounded and stuff, too. But so, like, I want a job that I have flexible hours. I want a job that I get paid well. Or, you know, these are the type of things that you should be trying to manifest, not specifics, more vaguer. Kind of the vaguer you can be, the better. Excuse me, I forgot to take my pill. Let me just take it real quick before we wrap this up. Because I'll be off schedule if I don't take it. Ah, kind of caught in my throat. Oh, sorry about that. Time gets away from you when you're doing these readings, right? I think I need another sip of water. So anyways, manifest your dreams. It does show up right there with that Chariot. It's saying, you know, you could have the greatest success. It's the highest success card in the entire deck. I'll just say that one more time. There may be a person here who's going to be, she's connected to this Three of Rods. Your ships are coming in. So you can make a shift, and you can make a change, and your ships are coming in. This is a 3, so it might be a 3. Might be the 3 weeks. That's the 3rd week when all that stuff's happening. But it could just be anything. Sometimes I don't like to go beyond the month, but it might be 3 months. Okay? Alright, let me start shuffling on the animal totems. And I want to just quickly tell you guys about the Soul's Journey reading, or the Soul reading, which I call it on the Mandala site. It's basically the same thing. It's based on your chart. It's based on, a soul reading is not about this, you know, don't send me questions with that, like about your job or your love life. That's not at all what this reading is about. It's not about your earthly incarnation problems that you're experiencing in your earth life here. It's your soul's journey. It's bigger than that. It's deeper than that. That's why it's called the soul reading, because it encompasses where you've been, where you're going, what you're working on in this incarnation. What's cool about it is a private video reading. You can watch it over and over again. You could watch it 10 years from now, and you'll be coming at it from a different perspective, and you can probably get something out of it at that point. It's not timely. It's not predicting the future. If you're interested in any kind of predictive stuff, I do have stuff on my page, although I've taken down the private tarot appointments for a while because I just need to catch up on a bunch of stuff. There are other predictive things like the Year Ahead report, which is really in-depth. Okay? And of course, check out my book and my Redbubble site. All those links are under the spread. Here it comes. Just as I finish, here comes your card, Cat. I'm going to go ahead and put it up here because sometimes I forget to edit in the card later, but hopefully I won't. But just in case I do, take a look at this card. It was my intention that there be messages in the card and in the imagery. Okay, so take a look at it, see what stands out to you, colors, shapes, whatever, okay? All right, let's read it. Stealth huntress of the night, ancient intelligence, familiar of the goddess, waiting patiently for the time to act, being flexible and with balance and grace. Well, being flexible, I could totally see that for this reading, you know. Being flexible, being open to more options, then don't have a narrow point of view, you know, being flexible, being open. You know, the cat rely on their instincts a lot, I feel. That's another thing we can say about cats. they rely on their instincts, and when they see something they want, they pounce on it, So it's like, if you ever watch a cat, they sit there and they're watching, or even like a lion, any kind of cat in the grass, and they're waiting and watching, and when that thing comes, and then boom, they're on it. So be ready to pounce, be ready to take action, be ready to go for the opportunities that are presenting themselves, instead of trying to change what's not changeable. Okay? Alright. Hey, Gemini, thank you guys so much for everything you do to support my channel, including donating, sharing, liking, commenting. Everything that you do is so appreciated. No donation is too big or small. You can do a monthly donation if you want. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great November, and I'll speak to you soon.